Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the MaxCD Morning Show. I'm your host, Elias Pierre. We're going to start this episode off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you spend it with us truly does mean the world to me. So thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the
Hey everybody, Keith Simpson here from Norel Toyota. We support the Oil Barons. We've joined the drive-in movie theater. We're involved in the marathon here in Fort McMurray, and that's what makes this community such an amazing place to live.
What are you at, boss? Welcome to the Max.
It was.
Wow, whose video is there?
Keith's.
Keith from Norel Toyota.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Norel, Keith, Fad, Nimmer, all the boys and girls for sponsoring the show. We appreciate your ongoing support. That mic dropped on you, but that's okay. All right. As you know, I don't introduce my guests because they can do a better job of that than myself. So on that note, sir, could you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me here.
You're welcome.
My name's Dylan Elias. Today, I guess I'm the head coach of the Northern Spirits football team.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know which direction to go with the introduction, but hey,
Yeah, there you go.
That's who I am.
Well, you're a jack of all trades. Let's chat about before football. Some people might recognize you from something. You were on TV before.
Yes, I was.
What were you on TV for?
Me and my good friend Kwame, we were on the Amazing Race Canada.
That was something else. Everybody in Fort McMurray behind you started cheering you on. How did you line that up? How did that happen?
It's one of those weird situations where, to this day, I don't really know. It was Heroes Edition, so I never watched the show. My mom told me before, like, she was like, you should be on this show, but I was never really into reality TV like that.
Right.
I think I had watched, like, the first season of Survivor or something, but other than that,
Yeah.
I never watched anything. So, yeah, we got, me and Kwame got nominated for
Oh.
this Heroes Edition.
Okay.
Anonymous nomination. Still to this day, I don't know. I had a couple of people say it was them, but I don't
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't actually know. So, yeah, we got nominated. They want us to submit a video. So
Yeah.
we put in this video submission, and then we got a call back, and then, one thing led to another. And, again, at the time, I didn't realize how big it was. I didn't realize that they get, like, millions of applications every year.
Yeah.
I was just kind of going through, like, oh, we got this email. Like, I was really, really naive to the whole process, and it wasn't until
Wow.
later I was like, oh, shit, this is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, like, people really want to be on that show.
It was the number one watch reality TV show in Canada. Like,
Yeah.
I had no idea. I didn't even watch it till once I thought we were going to be on. Once
That's
I was
right.
like, we have a chance, then I was like, oh, shoot, I got to go watch this.
That's
And
right. That's
I went
right.
back and watched them all. But
That's right.
up until that, I had not even seen that.
You got to get your strategy on point by watching them.
Exactly.
Have you watched your own season?
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's funny when you do it,
Yeah.
it like you don't know what they're gonna put in and what they're not. Like it's not fake, it's all real. But
Right.
Days are 13-hour days for
Yeah.
us that they shorten into
That's right.
an hour, so
That's
you
right.
don't know what's gonna come. And then also that aired like a couple months after we were finished, so a lot of stuff you kind of forget, and then you're watching,
Right.
you're like, oh yeah, that's right. So
That's right.
I watched during the time, and then I think the next summer, or no, it was like the COVID summer, whatever 2020 was, they aired it on TSN again.
Oh,
So
cool.
I caught a couple episodes, like just it was on TV or whatever. People
That's
were watching.
awesome.
So, yeah,
Very
it was
cool.
fun to revisit. Yeah.
No doubt. Now, after that, like, you were nominated because you were a hero in Fort McMurray for all of the engagement that you had in the community. Your engagement has moved from just the football team in town, and now you're coaching and a mentor out on the reserves. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Actually, I was doing work in town with some other solutions, and I was kind of doing like once a week sports camps in Fort McKay, which is actually how I ended up working out there. So it was my first month. I got hired by Fort McKay First Nation was when the Amazing Race thing happened.
Okay.
So I got hired in February.
Yeah.
And I think like February 15th, I had to sit my boss down and be like, hey, boss, I need like 2 months off.
Yeah.
It's like, you just started.
That's
So
right.
that was kind of funny, but it all worked out in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I managed the youth center out in Fort McKay.
That's
and,
right.
Me and Kwame always did these like football camps in town,
Mm-hmm.
and we're always trying to attract more kids from the rural communities. Not even like kids off the outside, like the greater Wood Buffalo area. Like, how can we kind of bring everybody in here?
That's right.
Yeah, actually, it was while we were on Amazing Race, because we were just sitting in a hotel room a lot of times, and we didn't have phones, we didn't have TVs, we didn't have radios. Like, you're just in lockdown. You got security outside your room. You can't leave.
Right.
We're just bumping around ideas, like, what are we going to do next? And I was like, why don't we do, like, a football camp for just Indigenous youth?
Yeah.
and then see if we can get like, you know, like a 2-day thing, get them off the reserve, and then, you know, more comfortable around like other people who are coming from rural areas.
Right.
So we did our first one in 2019 February, and the kids kind of from that were like, yo, we want to play on like a team.
Right.
And I was like, okay, well, let's look at options. I had a couple kids from Mackay playing in the like Holy Trinity and Father Merck.
Right.
But I knew there was like there's a lot of barriers with that, you know. So
Yeah.
the kids were asking, well, why can't we have our own team?
Yeah.
So I was like, shoot, well, let me look at it. So
Yeah.
I looked around. There was a league in Edmonton. So I was like, you guys really want to do this? I need to see like a certain level of commitment because it's not a cheap endeavor.
That's right.
I
That's
have to
right.
Go find a lot of money and
Yeah.
whatever. So the kids came through, man. They like, yeah, they really rallied around it. And I mean, this was born.
Yeah.
The kids, you know, they drew the logo. They chose the team name. They chose the colors. Like, it's all them, right?
That's awesome.
So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Super cool. So 2019 was our first season.
Yeah. And like we talked about, because we interviewed some of your players, this is the first Indigenous women's football team, period.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It is in Canada. It might be North America.
Right.
But that one hasn't been like,
Yeah.
I haven't been able to find anything. But in Canadian history, for sure.
Yeah.
But possibly North American history. But I'm still waiting for the official check.
yeah.
But I put it out there, so I'm waiting to hear back. But
Wow.
it could be the first one, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Is there like a place that checks that kind of stuff for you?
Well, yeah, you just contact like Football Canada and they can confirm it, right? So, but I like the States is a little weirder to work with because they're so like split. So
That's
I can't
right.
get one answer from like, there's no
Yeah.
like Football US.
Yeah.
Like Canada's a little smaller
That's right.
operation, right?
That's right. Huh. That's interesting. So now the center that you work at, you guys do tons of cool things out there. A few years ago, prior to COVID, I came out for a haunted house that you did. So
We still talk about that.
it was
'cause
horrifying.
One of the girls you interviewed her and she
Yeah.
gave these finger things. She
That's right.
still haunts her to this
Yeah.
day.
That's
Shout out
hilarious. So what other I remember that, and I remember doing that. I was just like, that's gonna people are gonna remember you for that, good or bad.
Still do.
Good or bad. That's you're stuck with it. What are the other activities? What do you try to do out at that community center?
What I try to do is try to find what the kid wants to do. Like, we all have to go through the motions of, you know, getting up for school, whatever responsibilities you have at home. Like, these are just life things. But what's the thing that, like, lights you up? Like, for me, this football thing, like,
Yeah.
there's so much volunteer involved in it. Like, it's part of my job, but, like, you know, I'm giving up every weekend. I'm giving up evenings. But I love it. Like,
That's right.
it's not like I'm, you know, dragging my feet to work type of thing. So, like,
Right.
we all had that thing, you know, whether it was junior high school, that kind of like gave us the motivation, the drive to get up in the morning, to want to do something more.
Right.
So I really just try to create a safe space for starters, because when someone can feel safe,
Yeah.
then they can start exploring those parts of themselves.
Right.
So you want to talk about art, you want to talk about music. We got a recording studio in the back. You want to talk about sports. Like, yes, I do football, but we try to do basketball. We just ordered track gear. So, like, what are the things? Chess, you know,
Yeah.
video games. Like, don't
Right.
sleep on the esports.
That's
Like,
right.
We try to do. We just built a gym. So a lot of people don't even necessarily play sports, but they want to go in the gym and they want to, you know,
Yeah.
get that out.
Yeah.
Cooking. We have a full-time cook there. So if you're, you know, we get people to hop in the kitchen with our cook and like try different things. So it's like just looking for that thing
Right.
that kind of like lights you up inside. And I mean, that thing can also change. Like, I don't think you even like stuck to one thing. So just exploring all these things under the roof of this like building, you know,
Yeah.
can create so much magic, just like finding out what the kids are passionate
Yeah.
about. So that's really what we're trying to do like all the time.
Yeah, and you've really connected with them, because it's one thing, like there's a lot of different youth centers that I've seen over the years in town, and your own, like anytime I've seen you guys at events here in town, like at baseball games or like at that haunted house, or I came out there to film a parade, like you really have rallied the youth. Like, it is a spot that they want to go to and are very involved.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, like, I think too, just like when you can open yourself up to like, I don't want to say like living a lifestyle, but I really care about these kids like they're my own kids. You know what I mean? And it's not just a job for me. And when you can bring that kind of energy every day, the kids feed off of that too.
Yeah.
And I'll just like repeat myself with like creating that safe space. Like there's no judgment. And there's a lot of things that the outside world might feel is like weird or might like, you know, cast a certain, but you can't bring that kind of energy into that kind of space. And it's like meeting someone where they're at, and then also like taking care of those small moments and those small wins, because you know you're gonna have days like this and days like this with every individual. So it's like, do we create a moment here? And then if you can just live moment to moment, then you know over the span of time, like those come together. So that's really what it's all about, and I think the kids understand that. And again, it's like longevity, right? Like there's a lot of people who come and try to do good work for a second and bounce. I've been there long enough that I can develop those relationships over time. Like it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. It really did take a lot of time to get to this point. You know?
No doubt. Well, listen, Tanner hit me with a signal. That means he's ready for a segment, the MaxCD Minute. But before we get there, big shout out to McMurray Denture Center for sponsoring the segment. For all your football players, if you ever need capped up or they're missing a tooth, that's where you go. All right, Tanner, hit him with the MaxCD Minute.
Alrighty, question number 1. What is the hardest challenge that you've had to overcome in Fort McMurray?
The hardest challenge in Fort McMurray, like just in general, man, I'm a city boy, so I was born and raised in Halifax, like right downtown, the hustle and bustle of it. And after that, I lived in Vancouver, and after that, I lived in New York City.
Oh, geez.
So coming here, that was a switch up for sure, man. It's like, yo, I want sushi at 2 a.m. It's not an option here. So just kind of adjusting to this kind of slower pace. I mean, I love the no traffic. I do love that, but it's it's an interesting place because you kind of got what you need, but it's definitely smaller. So yeah, just adjusting to this rural life. Like we're far away from the city, man.
Question number 2. What is a driving factor for you to mentor so many young people?
I just love seeing what people are capable of, like when nobody gave them a shot. And you know, I've seen so many people so many kids that have kind of been like cast aside by like the system or whatever you want to call it, like, and then you know you just find that one thing that kid loves, and boom, they take off in a whole different direction and like completely change the course of their life. And it's like I can do that, like not me doing that, but I could like show them like different options and let them like find it. Like that's just so like that gives me life, you know what I mean? Like everyone kind of always like, you know, Dylan, you do this, but it's like, yeah, but what am I doing if I don't have this? You know, I'm just like, this gave me purpose, this gave me life. So like that's my motivation because this keeps me going.
Question number 3. What is one sport outside of football that you enjoy the most?
Basketball. Man, we play basketball like every day, and it keeps people in shit. Honestly, like I probably like playing basketball just as much as football. So I'm glad that the kids out in Mackay like it because we go to the courts like every day.
Question number 4. What do you think is better, Canadian, American, or European football?
So I'm just going to get angry on this one.
Okay. Well, we all know soccer or football is like the most popular sport in the world. And I will say, like, I was in Ethiopia this one time, and me and this guy I knew were like we got lost. We're like way out in the, I don't even know what you call it.
Boons?
Yeah,
boondocks.
But yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah. So there was a couple mud huts and trees, and these kids didn't have a soccer ball, but they had this like balled up like T-shirt with kind of like tape and string around it, and we couldn't have more fun for like 2 hours. We played that thing. And that's the moment when it clicked, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is why soccer's all around the world, because you don't need anything except a balled-up T-shirt to have fun. So,
and 2 pieces of trash for the net.
Exactly. 2 sticks.
Yeah.
So I got to give props. I grew up playing soccer, too, so I got to give props there on a global scale. But I believe, like, football is the ultimate team sport because, you know, body types. Like, once you get into a certain level of competitive soccer. It's like, you know, certain body types, they just can't cut it.
That's
so
right.
when we're talking about football, like, I don't care if you're tall, I don't care if you're short, I don't care if you're fat, I don't care if you're skinny. Like, there's a place for you on that field.
Yeah.
So nobody's excluded. And I love that, to see a bunch of people who never really felt like they were athletic come and absolutely dominate people. You know what I mean? So, and then you want to talk about American or Canadian, like, I watch a lot of NFL, but I give props to the 12. You know, we got 12 on the field. We got a bigger field. I like that.
There you go.
And your final question. What is your game day ritual for when you've coached the many different teams you've coached?
My game day ritual, like, personally, try to listen to calm music up until the time, because I tend to get, like, too hyped. So if anything is, like, hype music going on, then I'll be so, like, jacked up for, like, the 2 hours before the game. By the time, like, kickoff happens, I'm, like, tired. So I try to listen to really calm music till, like, 20 minutes, and then I get it turned. But I always like to give, like, a little bit of, like, I don't know, speech to, like, bring it back to, like, why you guys really here. Like, sometimes people get caught up in the moment. There's parents and fans that don't know about plays. It's scary. It's like, just worry about your play. Just worry about having fun. Just try to, like, bring it back down. That's what I've been trying to do with these girls, and they've been, like, awesome. It's just like, hey, we're all here having fun. Like, relax. You guys know the stuff. You're not gonna get out there and see anything you didn't see.
That's right.
So after we do our smudge and I give my little speech, then let's turn on the music and let's get it hype, you know?
And those have been your 5 questions.
I was waiting for somebody to say, like, Willie Beeman throwing up before every
Steamin'
game.
Willie Beeman. I called Alicia that. She almost threw up at the Team Alberta tryout.
Yeah. Hey, watch Any Given Sunday. This guy made it pretty far.
Steamin' Willie Beeman.
So when it comes to basketball, I haven't watched basketball in many, many years now. I'm not going to go into why I don't watch the NBA anymore. But anyways, I digress. But what's your team? I still have a team. Although I don't watch, I still have a team.
My basketball
Who's your
team?
basketball team?
Oh, I don't know. I'm a big, like, Trae Young fan. Me and Kwame just went down to the Lakers-Hawks game in January in L.A., the new stadium,
The crypto.com. Yeah.
So that was pretty fun. I'm more like a player guy, like which player you want to watch. But, yeah, that was cool seeing Trae and LeBron. Like, that was kind of special, yeah.
Nice. Mine's the Bulls. And I still have my basketball jersey, Michael Jordan. My dad bought it. My mom, not my dad. My mom bought it for me when I was 7 years old, and I just gave it to my kid.
You still have it? Wow,
still have the same jersey. So
I mean, after you watch The Last Dance, you can't help but feel a little something
That's
for
right.
the Bulls in here, right?
I took a picture of him wearing it and sent it to my best friend, and I used to just destroy my best friend at basketball. So I put the jersey on my kid, and I sent it to him. I'm like, this jersey will continue to haunt your life.
I love that.
Yeah.
My question was, what are you hyping up in those last 20 minutes? What are you playing to hype yourself up in those last 20 minutes?
Ooh, you want the secret playlist, eh?
Well, if it's secret, you don't have to give it to me. But
we got a couple tracks. What are we on right now? I mean, Roy Jones Jr. Can't Be Touched is always like
go to.
Yeah, that's back in my day. So we always like to bust that out.
That's a football legendary hype-up song.
Yeah,
he's a
I
football
think that was
player.
on like everybody's highlight tape from like 2005 to 2009. It was just a little bit of Hero by Nas. Yeah, a lot of DMX thrown in there. I try to keep it to my old stuff. But, you know, the kids like to bump the new stuff. It's hype too.
Yeah, I'm big on WuTang. WuTang when I used to play sports was just going, and then kind of cheesy, but the Space Jam soundtrack.
Yeah, the kids love. They always
hit 'em up or hit 'em high. I don't know what it's called. It had like Method Man, all them on it.
Yeah,
that was it. Well, listen, Tanner just hit the watch. That means we're out of time. But before we cut you loose, everybody gets a shameless shout out or plug. So you have the mic, the camera, the lights. Have fun.
Well, first of all, I'll just say thanks for having me on, and
you're
thanks
welcome,
for having
man.
my girls on. Like, this is a really cool experience for them. So just shout out to you guys and everything what you're doing for, like, you know, Fort McMurray. But
thank you.
You know, this is cool.
Yeah.
And like I said, this whole season is expensive, like really expensive. Like, we probably run like $45,000 budget just to have like a 6-game season. So
Wow.
gotta shout out all the sponsors. Like Boucher Group has been like really big for us. Obviously Page, Fort McKay First Nation, Fort McKay Culture and Rec Center, And then just, everybody who's not even a sponsor, but like in-kind sponsor, helping out, like picking stuff up, driving kids. Like even you just saw someone here who just showed up just to take them back to school. Like
Right.
all that kind of stuff just helps so much. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes and good people just from the city who want to support. So I just appreciate everyone who's kind of been part of this whole project over the last 3 years and what we've been able to accomplish. And most of all, man, shout out to the girls. They keep coming and they keep giving it their everything. And yeah, we're going into a playoff game on Saturday, so I'm just really excited for what they're going to do.
There we go. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming. And we said it at the top of the show, and we talked off camera. Like anytime you want to come back, anything you got going on, the show is definitely open to you. We actually do on location, so we could actually come out and film out at the rec center too. So cool. Food for thought.
That would be cool.
All right. Well, for McMurray, Wood Buffalo, the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Max City Morning Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big shout out to our sponsors, Noral Toyota and McMurray Denture Center. We appreciate your ongoing support. So thank you. Hopefully everybody's having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Hey guys, Karam here with McMurray Denture Center. A lot of people are surprised to hear this, but I'm born and raised here. So is this company. We're local, just like you. Come on in, we'll help you out.
What a deadly old way to end another morning show. Later, boss.